Before proceeding with this video, let me bring up a very interesting situation here. You know Nem's channel, right? By the way, I invite you to subscribe there, follow him on Instagram because his page was taken down without explanation. He's hilarious, loves Botafogo, and is a great guy. He told the story that he was part of the beginning of Zico's career, the family there, when Zico was a kid in Quintino, right? And we know that Nem is a really great guy. And I said, man, I'm going to do a good deed, a nice gesture. I'm going to record after so many years away. I'm going to record Zico. I'm making a video call with Zico since I was with him at Boy Brazil during today's Zico Cup event. So, last night at this event, which was a get-together before the Zico Cup, I talked to Zico. Look, I'm going to make a call here to Nem, that old friend of yours from Quintino and all. And then we ended up doing this nice thing of reconnecting the two of them there. Since I'm Paparazzo, I'll repeat, reconnecting the two of them there. After so many years, anyone who knows Nem knows what I'm doing, and that's it. And if I'm going to be honest, Paparazzo has to tell the truth. Nem is a guy who...
He's not Zico.
I'm just going to pull out mine.
My friend here.
Hey, record this.
Look, this guy here is a Botafogo fan, even more so. This is the one who taught me. Back in Quintino, a lot of things they don't believe, you see, they don't believe. And I say I'm happy with your recognition, of course. I was very... Yeah, so you must have had a lot of chats with him, right? Thank you at my father's grocery store in Quintino. Thank you for those tips, for those who think it's not real. Look at that. It's a shame I couldn't go to São Paulo. No, I came to Flamengo, so it got complicated, right? Yeah, he's crazy. I wouldn't let it happen. She was a Flamengo fan, right? You knew her well, so you know how it was. Look, Zico with the Botafogo fan, that's cool.
I can't imagine, no. Off Q Talk, I'm reading too. Reading, making a mess. There's no discipline. I talked about it and they didn't care, so there are two.
I hate it now in the middle of the night and I had a dream, and nay, he always has to talk about the dreams I've been having, and not because I want to. I woke up anxious, bitter.
But if it's true,
I must say so.
You have to tell the truth.
I dreamed that in this year of 2026, Flamengo, they were celebrating a very important title this world year. I still haven't figured out
yet. They won the Libertadores to go to the World Cup.
And Paquetá came to me smiling, happy as can be.
Paquetá came in the dream because
he scored the championship-winning goal.
Paquetá's championship-winning goal.
And when he came to me, the one who stepped in front and hugged him, Paparazzo and Otto.
Hey.
And Otto already had a glass in his hand.
Oh, man.
Otto is Paparazzo's son. How did I come up with that? But that's what I always say. If Nem knows the truth, he has to tell the truth. Otto laughed happily while Paparazzo celebrated and hugged Paquetá. I haven't understood anything so far. Nothing. I haven't understood anything so far. If he doesn't know the truth, he still must tell it.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, I just woke up, right?
So, does Flamengo have a world title? Man, that's crazy, huh? We have some important information to share with you all. I'm going to play the intro here, right? Hey everyone, red and black greetings, this is Flamengo. Good morning and welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro-Negro channel. Today we've got Mengão, If you're new here, please follow, like, and share on all platforms. On YouTube, subscribe below. Turn on notifications by clicking the bell and leave that awesome like on the video. We're here thanks to My Scabello. You can lose weight in a healthy way with My Scabello. There's a QR code on the screen for you to lose weight with the My Slim program without hair loss. Receive top treatment with medical supervision anywhere in Brazil. There's a Mais Cabelo near you. We also remind you that with Aruto's Caravan, you can make sure you're at Mengão's games in Rio de Janeiro, with tickets included. Look them up, man. They won't let you down. Fantastic service, description, pinned comment, and we also leave it there, also pinned in the chat. Also, let me remind you that you can get in touch with Vivi Homes Orlando so you can get to know everything here, man. Vivi Homes Orlando. She has the best options for houses and apartments in Orlando and also in Miami, so you can get in touch. If you want to dollarize your assets, want to invest in the United States, want to find a different alternative in dollars, you can look for it there.
Vivi says she came via Paparazzo Rubro-Negro and will handle everything for you.
And another situation is P Florida, which is the most awarded brokerage here in Florida. And you can get your insurance with AP Florida, both car insurance and home insurance and other types of insurance. You can look for AP because Anna and her team are the most awarded in Florida. Well, we also have Maps Rent a Car to recommend to you, which is fantastic. They have super high-tech cars like the Cybertruck. It's worth getting in touch with Maps if you're coming to Florida. You'll be well taken care of with Maps Rent a Car. Let's bring some important information here, right? President Luiz Eduardo Baptista, BAP, is already in Rio de Janeiro. He arrived last night. I talked to him, I asked, and he said he had already arrived to settle all the matters regarding the signing of Lucas Paquetá. The office, including Marcos Motas, which is involved in this whole situation, helped with the negotiation. They're already looking into the official proposal. Flamengo, right? They're already preparing this proposal, and there's a possibility of a new meeting. It's not guaranteed that the meeting will happen today. But Flamengo is already getting ahead as much as they can to try to close the deal for Lucas Paquetá's signing. The Guardian portal confirmed the information, which was initially released by Paparazzo's channels from Nego. It would be with Clube de Regatas do Flamengo Matos that Flamengo does not accept West Ham's condition to keep Lucas Paquetá until the middle of the year, okay? This is a decision, including from President Luiz Eduardo Baptista. BAP is there. Flamengo wants the player immediately, okay? And then we have the fans commenting here, right? Yeah, Paquetá, he plays a lot. He has to come soon. Come on, Paquetote, let's go already. I want to see him score a goal against Corinthians. Man, that's the thing, right? The question is whether they can bring him in. It would be really important for us to bring Lucas Paquetá as soon as possible, but we don't have that guarantee. Yeah, look, we have Luan Araujo talking here. Look. West Ham supported Paquetá through his toughest time, but now he wants to leave to pursue the World Cup. He took part in the greatest moment in the club's history in 40 years, but in the end, he won't have the respect that Carlos Tevez has. Seriously, right? Yeah? The guys are bothered by Flamengo's signing, right? Fred Soares answered really well. It's no problem at all if they don't show respect. After he played a direct role in West Ham's first title in 43 years, it's more about the fans' ingratitude, and that's fine. There's another club with 40 million fans who respect him. All right then, guys, you're all upset. People from all over the world, you're upset about it. The signing that Flamengo should make of Lucas Paquetá is, look at this. Jose Boto spoke with the West Ham representative, but nothing new came from it. Yesterday wasn't the big day, right? He wants to go back to Flamengo, but West Ham wants him to stay until mid-year. Now the issue is when, not how much. Flamengo offered 35 million euros plus 5 in goals and bonuses. West Ham had asked for 40, so there's a difference of 5. The financial situation should be resolved, but the whole question is when Paquetá will come. Okay, that's it. Flamengo. We also have some important information here regarding the transfer market. With São Paulo's victory over São Bernardo, Marcos Antonio has met all the contractual targets for the mandatory purchase from Lazio. Flamengo remains interested and will continue to pursue the signing. São Paulo will pay 4.2 million euros to the Italian club in 4 equal installments. The first installment is due by July this year. Internally, some Flamengo directors believe that the impeachment of Julio Casares could make negotiations easier. It was confirmed by Vene Casagrande, also regarding information we've already been bringing about Marcos Antonio, confirmed. After all we've said about impeachment, he was impeached. We even have the information here to share with you. The São Paulo Council approved the impeachment of President Julio Casares. Casares became the subject of investigations at 64, and now São Paulo currently has in the presidency at this moment. After the São Paulo Social Statute decides everything, then everything is already defined. Harry Jr., also known as Harry Massis Jr., is the vice president of the current administration and has held the position since 2021. The guy is 80 years old, a businessman, a member of São Paulo since 1964, so he's taking over the presidency of São Paulo. And now this impeachment situation might help with signing Marcos Antonio and with Alan leaving for São Paulo, just so we don't lose track here. Regarding Lucas Paquetá, we have some information to share with you. I just wanted to mention here that Flabase published that more young players are on the professional roster, okay? Flamengo keeps promoting youth academy players, but 2 more young players were called up for this Saturday's game against Volta Redonda. Daniel Turan, a defender, and João Vitor Couto, a forward. Okay, both were born in 2009, a year of an important title for Mengão. So we also have some important information here. So, Flamengo, just to wrap up here with Flamengo, we had the Football Planet publishing yesterday. Council members, right? Council members have approved Julio Casares' impeachment and removed him. The members' assembly will now decide if the president is officially impeached at Tricolor. So, what's next? There was also this news that Flamengo had suspended negotiations with Corinthians and São Paulo for Alan. Flamengo will hold off on talks until next week, waiting for the impeachment vote, which has already happened. Are they saying they want to negotiate for the midfielder? But the São Paulo vote will be crucial for the next steps. Alan's age over there, depending on what happens with Marcos Antonio, Flamengo will decide whether to go with a purchase option or a purchase obligation. Alan would be loaned out, ideally with a purchase obligation. Alright, so we're bringing you this information about Marcos Antonio and Alan, right? São Paulo and everything else, because we understand it's important to report everything that's happening in the transfer market, including talking about what Flamengo might be earning. With all these sales, Flamengo could be reaching an important amount. It's practically the same amount as Lucas Paquetá, the amount from Lucas Paquetá's transfer that Flamengo might be able to achieve. Just with these sales from players who aren't even on the roster, okay? Players who, besides not being some of them, aren't even on the roster, and others don't even get any playing time, okay? I'm gonna talk about Macon here too, so look, Vitor Hugo, 2.5 million unlocked, that's the deal. Atletico Mineiro is going to pay the showcase fee that Santos was fighting for. Flamengo didn't want to pay the showcase fee, so Santos was demanding it, and Atletico Mineiro is going to pay the 10 for the showcase fee. So 2.5 million euros. Vitor Hugo Michael, who we're going to talk about here, is already going to Santos, possibly for 3.5 million euros. Viña for 4 million euros plus some other amounts. That's 5 million euros, right, guys? Basically, Juninho, 5 million euros. Alassane, 10 million euros. It's already reached 25, 26 million euros. If Iago is sold to Bahia for 3-4 million euros, and Alan to São Paulo for 4 million euros, the purchase becomes obligatory. Flamengo would already reach 32, 33 million euros, okay? And then there's the possibility of Cebolinha being negotiated, which I prefer actually, that he gets renewed and not negotiated. Or Everton Araujo, but there are other names as well. Flamengo could reach 40 million euros, which would be the value of Lucas Paquetá, right? And besides that, besides bringing in Lucas Paquetá and taking out, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players, 8 to 9 players that you take out, Pablo too, Carlinhos, some players, that Flamengo will stop paying Vitor Hugo, right? They will stop paying the salary, right? If you add all that up, you get to 4 or 5 million reais per month that Flamengo reduces from the payroll, which would easily pay Lucas Paquetá's salary. So Jose put it there under BAP's supervision, with them doing this current management, being very important in the matter of selling what is not being used. Sales of players with low playing time so Flamengo can use it for a blockbuster signing like Paquetá and other specific situations. We also have here to bring you all the information about Flamengo against Volta Redonda, the game coming up soon, right? I'll leave some more information about Paquetá for the end of the video. Okay, so we can talk a little more about Paquetá, which is what everyone wants to know. Flamengo's lineup will feature at least 2 changes. So against Volta Redonda, the match is at 9:30 post-meridium at Raulinho de Oliveira in Volta Redonda. Our team will be there. I hope Bruno Pivete prepares better. This team wasn't good. The team wasn't doing well. I don't think he prepared the team well for the last match. They need to improve. Flamengo needs to get better, but they're playing against professionals. But the boys tied with Mirassol. So, what's going on? Léo, Nanete, Daniel Salles, Iago, João Vitor, Gustavo, Pablo Lúcio, Lucas Vieira, Guilherme Gomes, Douglas Teles, Joshua, Davi Viana. Okay, so, or Alan Santos. The probable lineup for Volta Redonda, we're going to bring it to you right now. But I think Flamengo, man, we have to understand that Flamengo really needs this win. It's even so the main team doesn't get into trouble. Because if they lose this game now, it'll force the guys to come back earlier, okay? Flamengo, man, has a whole plan. And if the boys don't win this game against Volta Redonda over at Raulinho de Oliveira, it's going to mess up the plan. All of Flamengo's, it messes everything up, guys. Honestly, I'm really worried about this, okay? Because it messes up Flamengo's planning. Let me just bring you the lineup for Volta Redonda. Avelino, Wellington Silva, Rafael Castro, Lucas, Adel, and Jean Vitor Denner, Bruno Barra, and penalty kick Igor Catatal, MV, and Blanco. Coach Rodrigo Santana. Okay, the well-known referee Yuri Elino Ferreira da Cruz, and the video assistant referee is Carlos Eduardo Nunes Braga. Okay, so we're bringing you all the information about Flamengo and Volta Redonda. Now let's talk about Michael's farewell, right? Santos is nearing a deal to sign forward Michael from Flamengo. I reported this with Raiza on Placar, and Lucas Musetti also provided many updates. Renan Mora, Wagner, Fred Preston, a lot of people are bringing updates. He's very close to leaving Flamengo. I talked to you this week. I spoke with Eduardo Maluf, who confirmed the deal with Santos, so he should leave Flamengo and sign with Santos permanently, right? About 3.5 million euros. Flamengo is now demanding exclusive information. Flamengo is demanding bank guarantees, right? Or sponsorships, a guarantee of financial income, so that Flamengo can demand it from Santos. Flamengo is demanding guarantees, right? Santos remains cautious and is waiting for bureaucratic matters, but at Flamengo, the striker's departure is already considered certain. They're just waiting now. It's a matter of bank guarantees. Santos has also reached an agreement with the player's staff to reduce his salary, which was considered very high. So is Maicon saying his goodbye to Flamengo? People really like Maicon, right? They root for him, not against Flamengo, but they hope he's happy. Look, we had the British Broadcasting Corporation reporting and confirming, right, that West Ham is going to release Paquetá. Paquetá already belongs to Flamengo and will be signed. The only question now is when he'll arrive. British Broadcasting Corporation, the British Broadcasting Corporation. Look, the British Broadcasting Corporation is talking about it. Check it out. Even the British Broadcasting Corporation is already confirming that he's coming to Flamengo, but West Ham is insisting that he be loaned back after the signing so that he only comes to Flamengo in the middle of the year. Flamengo won't accept that, they'll even pay a little more. They confirm it here, even though Flamengo says there's no official offer yet. Okay, there have been talks, they've discussed values, but officially they're going to wait for BAP to approve it. The British Broadcasting Corporation says there was a 35 million euro offer, which we know is actually 5 more in bonuses, right? They're trying to keep Paquetá there longer, despite ongoing negotiations. Yeah. We know that they say here that the Brazilian top flight does not start until March. Yeah, so actually, it's not that the tougher games don't start before March. Actually, it's that the transfer window goes until March, and they might also try, even if it's not for the next window, to release Paquetá only at the end of the window, okay? So this is being brought up here, even by the British Broadcasting Corporation, okay? ESPN International also says that Paquetá is that they are trying to keep Paquetá until the end of the season. And Flamengo, the main question is whether he stays there or comes now or stays until season's end. That's what all reports discuss. He's already joining Flamengo. The only question is whether he'll come now at the end of the season or in March, right? Playing another 7-8 matches for West Ham. So, you see that Lucas Paquetá is already being considered at Flamengo by the newspapers, by the English tabloids. They already consider him at Flamengo. Now, the question is, when is he going to Flamengo? O Globo reported Flamengo knows Paquetá's price and has ruled out a loan to West. Our information, confirmed by O Globo, is that Flamengo will make an official offer. Now that BAP has arrived, our information is that BAP has already arrived in Rio de Janeiro, okay? So Flamengo already has an idea of how much they need to spend, and now they're going after West Ham. With the approval of President Luiz Eduardo Batista, BAP, who is a big supporter of signing Lucas Paquetá, that's it. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications by clicking the bell, and leave a nice like on the video. Thank you very much for your company. I predict Mengão will win 2-0 today, so the team can overcome the pressure and improve their situation. Red and black greetings from Flamengo. Big hug. Thanks. I'm out.